15 years ago, former President, your predecessor, Uhuru Kenyatta, when he became Minister for Trade, and I was his advisor, and he asked me, where are we going to start in this trade ministry where all the time somebody has to be up there in the air from one global meeting to the other? And at that time, the chamber was not attractive at all. There were fights every day. And I did one thing. I drafted for him a letter. We took it to the UNDP with a certain Mr. Charles Kahuto. I don't know whether Charles Kahuto is here. Yeah? And Mr. Mureu here. We drafted together 15 years ago. And we started the process of reforming. The UNDP supported us, gave us a grant of 50 million shillings to support the chamber. And then we had a Kofi Annan movement where we brought a gentleman called Githere and one Kiprono Kitoni, and we reconciled them. And the rest is history, and that is why we are here we are today. So we thank you, and I want to tell you that within the chamber, kama uko hapa hujapotea. There was only one small problem because the mandate which we wrote for them did not include doing politics, and hapo katikati walipotelea wakaanza kufanya siasa. Lakini wameniambia two things, that hata hii uchaguzi imeisha, some of them was not supporting us. But they have told me two things. One, they have told me that they are glad that their side that they were supporting did not win. And two, they have promised me that going forward, they will leave politics to politicians and work to build the chamber so that we can be able to work together. And I want to promise them that even us, as Kenya Kwanza government, we are not going to ask of you to do politics on our behalf. All we are going to ask of you is please manage business, help the SMEs, help to grow our export, help to grow our manufacturing. Our politics we can do for ourselves. We have a facility known as the Joint Loans Board, and most of these people are partakers of that Joint Loans Board. The Joint Loans Board so far has lent, we have got close to R1 billion shilling out there, and we are holding their titles, their driving licenses. I want to return them to them. In return, they will join the Hustlers Fund. So when you are counting your customers for the Hustlers Fund, count that already you have got 1 billion shillings out there, which these people will come and convert. And in addition to that, and I've discussed this with my colleague Simon Cherugui, we have got $250 million shillings that has not been dispensed. So that money, I've just told my peers, by close of business, when we have got the regulatory framework, must be transferred to the Hustlers Fund. So not starting the Hustlers Fund, we have no excuse now. Pesa iko, nimekupatia pesa leo. And also, the trade officers who are dealing with this Joint Loans Board are going to be retrained on dispensing the Hustlers Fund. And we are donating to Simon Cherugui 2 trade officers in every county. Each county will have 2 trade officers, already they are on government payroll, and they'll be the nucleus of the people who will be working with the chamber and with our SMEs to give them the education and the training they require to make the Hustler Fund a success. Nowadays, everybody's talking about the Hustlers Fund, including very big manufacturers, very big people who I didn't even know that they know that a Hustler exists. But because of your continuous education, everybody is singing the same song of the Hustler, and now because of our donation, we can be able to kick off. The project of reforming the chamber that Trademark East Africa is undertaking to be able to organize the bottom is a shared agenda with our government. My ministry is involved in that particular initiative. I want to thank Trademark East Africa who are here, Ahmed Farah, we've had many meetings, Mr. Ngati, and I want to say that that project has got the full support of the government of Kenya to reform, to register every SME, because we keep on arguing. The other day, we had having a meeting with yourself, Your Excellency, with KRA, and one, Dr. Devendi, said we have got 4 million SMEs. But the enterprises registered for VAT are close to 300,000. And I want to see a situation whereby, after we are done with this project of digitization of the chamber, we actually donate that list and become an agent, a partner of KRA, because we are going to do everything possible to improve the business environment. We are going to go to every length to support manufacturing, create common user facilities, merge our licenses regime, but also we want the chamber to be our partner in matters of tax collection. And it's not tax collection by force. we want to move to a regime of voluntary tax collection. And they have told me that they have no problem paying taxes. The only problem is that we let the taxes pile up, mpaka siku ya kulipa inakuwa sasa story ingine. So under that program, we are also going to work on a situation whereby every day KRA will be going home with their money and leaving the businessman with his money. So hakuna mtu anakibiza mwingine. Yeah. So because when the tax is paid installment every day, what we are calling the tax at source, and do it on a voluntary basis, then we are going to meet each other and be friends. Your Excellency, we are successfully piloted that in the betting industry for the last 2 weeks. Every day, the company that is in that pilot scheme, every day they are going home happy because KRA has been collecting its taxes daily basis, real time, and they have been doing their business. And the betting industry is telling me that they are happy now because they are sure hakuna mtu atawakimbiza. So we want to extend that and work with these members of the chamber so that we can be able to reform that. Export-led growth is another of our core areas as Kenya Kwanza government. And as I've said, we are going to have common user facilities, not just for manufacturing, but for export within our counties. But even further than that, and I want to announce further what we announced yesterday when we met President Ramaphosa, that we are going to build warehouses and common user facilities, not just in our counties, but also in our key markets. We are going to build warehouses in Johannesburg, in Cape Town. Just this morning, I had a wonderful meeting with our ambassador in DRC who is here. So we are building 3 warehouses, one in Kinshasa, one in Goma, and one in Lubumbashi. What that means, even if you don't know any customer in DRC, just come to our warehouses, place your goods there, using e-commerce and other techniques. We are going to sell on your behalf and just remit money to you. You don't need to know anyone. And we are, in our first phase, we are going to also to extend that to Dubai and also to the UAE. Your Excellency, I have seen our friends from the stock market are here, and I don't want to lose that opportunity by saying, one, we want to have a new conversation. The old conversation based on borrowing, based on debt, based on budget deficit belong to the old Kenya. I have a new passport I'm giving these people, and Gatia was among the first people to receive it, what we are calling the new passport. The new passport to a new conversation based on opportunities, based on investment, based on trade, and based on shared prosperity. Sio kuongea mambo ya madeni kila wakati. I'm not saying that debts are not good. I've seen bankers here and don't want to be blacklisted. But we are saying at the same time, let's have a new conversation. And I'm discussing with the chamber how they are going to join our common investment pool for the private sector, what we are calling Sanduku, for partnering on our affordable housing and other projects. We have agreed with the Nairobi Stock Exchange that they will take up on our behalf our commodities exchange, so that partnering with the Kenya National Trading Corporation, we can be able now to start trading goods on the NSC the same way that the shares are being traded, and that will lead to a very efficient market.